Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in this video I'm going to go over my top 10 favorite figures in my collection for 2025, and my collection consists of third-party figures and official releases from SH Figuarts. So top 10 is honestly hard to choose from because there's like so many and I pretty much like them all. So I do have 4 honorable mentions that I will add in, plus the top 10. So we'll go ahead and start off with the honorable mentions first. For my first honorable mention is going to go to this Battle Damage Vegeta. This is made by Black Hole Toys. It's probably one of the newer figures at the time I'm making this video that came out. This came in a double pack, so you got the Scouter Vegeta, which is a clone of SH Figuarts, and then you get this new mold of Vegeta. So I chose this as one of my honorable mentions because it didn't quite make it in the top 10. Again, it's hard to choose 10 favorite figures out of all the figures that I have on my shelf, but I really like this figure. I find myself looking at this figure from time to time. I really like how they, added the battle damage, just pretty much a new mold for Vegeta, capturing the Saiyan Saga style. The price range was around $65, depending on where you get it from. So the first of my honorable mentions goes to this Battle Damage Vegeta for sure. For my second out of the 4 honorable mentions that I have is Mecha Frieza. And this was a event exclusive, I believe, from Premium Bandai. The price was around 80 bucks. Again, it was a new mold at the time of it releasing. For the longest time, I wanted to make a Frieza in my collection, and we finally got the release for that. So not only was it an updated version of Frieza, but the way they sculpted it looks super dope, at least in my opinion. Not quite top 10, but definitely one that I find myself looking at from time to time. So number 2 goes to Mecha Frieza, SH Figuarts. Super dope figure. My third honorable mention goes to Zeno Goku Super Saiyan 4. This was made by Demoniacal Fit. Another really good price for a really good figure from Demoniacal Fit is anywhere from like $45 to $55, depending on where you get it from, upwards of $65. But besides the price, the sculpt is a brand new mold. We have SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Demoniacal Fit decided to release the Zeno version of that. Myself, as a collector, obviously I've been waiting for a Super Saiyan 4 Zeno Vegeta to put on the shelf. So again, I find myself looking at this figure. I think it's super dope. They captured his likeness very well. I'm always talking about the new molds added to the shelf. So we have a lot of Gokus. We didn't have this one at the time. Black Hole Toys came out with one, but it was more like shiny, and then they came out with the version that has like his like stock colors. So I chose to go with Demoniacal Fit, and pretty much here it is. Untamed Power Time Ranger by Demoniacal Fit. Super Saiyan 4 Zeno Goku from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, another dope figure. Made it to number 3 on honorable mentions. And last but not least, from my honorable mentions, I wanted to add in the Zeno Vegeta that I made. Obviously, it's a custom, so it might be cheating in a way, but, this is one of my favorite figures on the shelf. I'm always looking at this guy. Didn't quite make it to top 10, but Zeno Vegeta is, especially Super Saiyan 4, was a character I've been waiting to add to the shelf. There's a whole bunch of next statues out there like Ban Presto and things like that, but we didn't have a figure that's SH Figuart-esque. So this is a combination of SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and then Jade Rabbit by Beast Deities. I made a video on how to customize this guy. If you guys are interested in that, or if you already have one, you can see how cool this one looks. So the last one on my honorable mentions list goes to Zeno Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. The combination of the price for this Jade Rabbit was around 80 bucks when I got it. It might be more pricey now. And then SH Figuarts Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I think it's still around 65 bucks if you're interested in trying to make this custom. But number 4 on honorable mentions, Super Saiyan 4 Zeno Vegeta. So finally, we get into my top 10 favorite figures. Now, these are the figures that I find myself, in my spare time when I look at my collection. I look for these guys first because they just pop out to me. I like the way they're made. I like the way they are portraying their characters in figure form. So this is Frieza first form, and it comes with the Frieza pod. I display mine with Frieza inside of the pod. He does come out of the pod, but for this SH Figuarts release specifically, I picked it up when I was collecting you know, when I started collecting, which was late. So I think I overpaid for it. I think I paid around 110. I think the original price was around 75 or 80. But nonetheless, this is one of the figures that came with like a whole bunch of accessories. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff, his pod, his legs, and a bunch of different faces and hands, even a Dragon Ball. So number 10 on my top 10 favorite figures list is Frieza in the pod. And as you can see, he looks super dope. And he looks really good when you put him on the shelf with the rest of the Namek figures. Coming in at number 9 for my top 10 favorite is Goku Black. This is more of a kit bash. This Goku Black is made by Demoniacal Fit. It's called Chosen Ones, but it's pretty much a clone of the SH Figuarts one that I don't have in my collection. I probably will never get because it's overpriced. So Demoniacal Fit came out with the Chosen Ones for a better price, which was around $45, I believe at the time, maybe 50. And then I added the DKO and Recustom Lost Heroic Soul head sculpt to that. If you erase the scar that he comes with, it makes a really, really good Goku Black head sculpt to add to your Goku Black figure. Just putting a stamp on top of a body of a figure that already looks really good. It just didn't come with a good head sculpt. So my collection is different. It's mixed with third-party official figures and a whole bunch of different head sculpts and things like that. I usually do my kit bashes. So for this one in particular, with the kit bash and the knockoff version of Goku Black, it still comes out really, really good on the shelf for a really, really good price. And I mean, look at that. It captures base form Goku Black very well. So number 9 on the list is the Chosen Ones or Goku Black. He looks really dope. Coming in at number 8, we have the SH Figuarts GT Sign Goku or Sign Goku GT plus KW Studio Super Saiyan 3 Goku head sculpt for that figure. When you combine these two items, this is the finished product, and I always find myself looking at this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. One of my favorite characters growing up, when I was watching the show as a kid, Dragon Ball GT, when he went Super Saiyan 3 as a kid, I don't know, for some reason it was just like super, super dope. I think KW Studios did a good job at capturing Goku as Super Saiyan 3. Obviously, we didn't get that head sculpt for this release of SH Figuarts. It's not too late for them to release that at the time of making this video. It just hasn't released yet, so SH Figuarts Goku, you can find them on Amazon for like 45 bucks. KW Studios, I think it's around that same price also. So with that kit bash, you get the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku from Dragon Ball GT coming in at number 8 on my list. And again, another really, really dope figure. Number 7, Tonson Art Toys Unbound Wrath Warped Vengeance. Pretty much Bojack Trunks. This was a figure that many of us collectors were trying to customize and put together and things like that, just to capture this, this epic form of Trunks as an adult. Was he an adult or still a teenager? Either way, this one looks super dope. Bojack Trunks, highly anticipated figure. This figure even came with a baby Trunks, which is still in the box, but Tonson Art Toys was selling this guy for around $85 at the time that I purchased it. Maybe sold out and or extremely overpriced, but this is a really good figure to add to the shelf. The articulation was different from many of the other figures that SH Figuart has came out with and other figure creators, I guess you could call it, but they captured his likeness very well. It comes with a whole bunch of different accessories, a Super Saiyan head to capture many different looks for him on the shelf. So I just have mine on the shelf just like this. I always pull him out, kind of like move him around and things like that because the articulation is so good. And number 7 on my list is Bojack Trunks from Tonson Art Toys. If you didn't get this guy, try to get him. Super dope figure. Coming in at number 6 is Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. In my case, I have the Demoniacal Fit version as a Tenacious Martialist plus the Air Creation God head sculpt. So this is basically a clone of the SH Figuarts Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, but with a better price point. Again, at least at the time when I purchased it, this was around 45 bucks for this Tenacious Martialist. And then I believe this head sculpt was like 35 bucks. So this makes it to number 6 on my list because I like this scene in particular from Tournament of Power when he was fighting against Kel and Khalifa and he's pointing the gun at them and shooting. With this combination in the kit bash, you could definitely capture that scene very well. And for me, it looks super dope. Again, I'm always looking at this guy. He's at the top of my shelf also, so he definitely pops out. Number 6, Ultra Instinct Sign Goku with the air creation head sculpt to make him God Goku. For number 5, we have the SH Figuarts Sign Goku Legendary Super Saiyan. When this guy came out, everybody was getting this guy, blowing him up. I wasn't a big fan of him at first until I started adding the Air Studios creation like upgrade kits to him. So all these head sculpts on the figure are from Air Studios. I believe this one is from Worm actually, and then the shirts that you see are from Air Studios. So that makes him number 5 on my list. Now I could like look at these guys and you know, they really pop with the new head sculpts and things like that. You get to capture each scene from when he fought Frieza. He had the full shirt on, the half shirt, and no shirt. You know, he got the blood damage in his face and things like that. And all the head sculpts kind of capture his likeness very well. A lot better than the head sculpt that it came with, in my opinion. But to make it to number 5 for me, after adding all these kit bashed items in, he definitely pops on the shelf. Air Studios creation was around 30 bucks, I believe. And then obviously SH Figuarts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku, I think it's around $75 now. They're about to have a re-release at the time of making this video. But number 5 on the list, Goku. For number 4 on the list, I have Majin Vegeta. And at one point, this guy was my number 1 favorite. I do have a top 10 that I made, I believe it was last year at the time of making this video. But this is a combination of Tauntaun Art Toys Majin Vegeta head sculpt plus the Kong Studios at the time, which is now Beast Deities, which is now going to be Mythos anime. But that's the body, and then obviously the head sculpt. So I really like, you know, everything about this Vegeta in the cartoon or the anime, whatever you want to call it. Like when he was Majin form, like it was super dope. And I think that this combo definitely captures the likeness of that very well. This guy still pops out on the shelf to me. I'm always looking at this guy. I actually have like an energy effect behind him as I have him displayed. So, but he's no longer number 1 because more figures came out. So making it to number 4 on the list, Majin Vegeta. Number 3. So number 3 goes to Full Power Frieza. And again, I think this was a premium Bandai exclusive from what I can remember. It was around 80 bucks or 85. But another new mold of a figure. So everybody, all the collectors out there cannot say that we were not waiting for a Full Power Frieza. And there was like hints towards it when that Legendary Super Saiyan Goku came out. So this definitely pairs well with that. That's how I have them displayed on my shelf. But just this figure alone, the articulation is crazy. The musculature, they even added shading everywhere on the figure, even on the back of the figure. But the figure just looks really dope, really menacing. You can find like different ways to pose it. I have him pose like this just for this video in particular, but this guy, super dope figure. If you don't have this Full Power Frieza in your collection, I recommend getting him, and he'll definitely stand out on the shelf when you add him to the rest of your figures. So number 3 goes to Full Power Frieza SH Figuarts. So number 2 can easily be number 1, and he almost was, but this is Kid Buu, made by Tauntaun Art Toys. They called him Adolescent Malevolence. It's always hard to pronounce that name, but when this guy dropped, I believe he was around $80, if I could remember correctly. Just look at this figure, man. This is like one of one. The articulation is crazy. Tauntaun Art Toys pays a lot of attention to details. Like for a very small figure, you get a lot of really good poses out of it after you start messing with the legs. For a while, they kind of like break in, and then you could finally like get them into really good positions. So items that he comes with, he has an energy blast effect, several different faces and hands. Like you could definitely capture Kid Buu's likeness very well on the shelf. It came in 2 variants. I got the anime accurate style, which is the gold and black. I don't have the other version, but all you need is one. And this one comes in number 2, but like I said, it can easily be number 1. It is Tauntaun Art Toys, it's not SH Figuarts. I'm a different kind of collector. I have all types of, you know, third party, bootleg, and a whole bunch of SH Figuarts figures on my shelf. So this guy is still coming in at number 2. Kid Buu, or Adolescent Malevolence by Tauntaun Art Toys. And then finally, number 1 spot, Beast Deities, Fenrir, Broly, Dragon Ball Z. It came out in 3 different variants. Super Saiyan 3, Broly's second coming version with the kind of like purplish skirt on. But for this guy, I went ahead and got all 3 at the time of its release. If you got the pre-order price, It was a pretty good price, to be honest. It was around $85, $86 after tax and shipping. But this figure has doubled, tripled in price because of the fact that it's just so good. Like, it captures Broly's likeness very well. The new mold, the new sculpt, the articulation is crazy on this guy when you make some small modifications. I do have the RB or Red Bolt Studios head sculpt on there to get like a better looking head on the body to make him pop more. It did come with one extra faceplate that's not on this guy because I feel like this is the best faceplate for this figure. But number one slot, Broly, bigger than all the other figures that I have, minus grade 8 Vegeta. This guy is like the size of a statue, to be honest. So if you have this guy, if you don't have him, he definitely pops out on the shelf. You can't not see him when you're looking at your collection. Any pose looks good. He came with a whole bunch of accessories as far as like hands and a few different faces, and then obviously his green energy orbs. Number one slot, Dragon Ball Z Broly, one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Z. I'm sure, you know, many other fans love Broly, so Beast Deities did a hell of a job of capturing his likeness very well. So number one goes to Broly. I thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can go ahead and leave a comment below on which one of these guys was your favorite, if any of them, or leave a comment if you feel like my favorite figures aren't that good. But go ahead and let me know in the comments, guys. If you feel like this video was cool, you go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to keep an eye out for my next videos to come, go ahead and subscribe. Until then, thank you for watching.